There are new people here today. Hence the clap. Okay. My first time speaking in this hall. A bit nervous lah. First, I'd like to invite everyone to spread out a little so that you are, if you like, you'll be more comfortable. You don't have to be too close. Just spread out. Enjoy yourself. There are some more chairs. For those of you who need a seat, do come. Take a seat if you want to. Yes. Hey, you seem to be moving that way, and they seem to be moving this way. So anyway, there's a gulf here, you know, parting the Red Sea. There's no need to. You can spread out if you want to. Okay. 对了. Someone got place to put back. Nice. See ya. Okay. As per our usual practice, we do a little bit of sitting. I love this hall energy. It's really, really beautiful. So I think you all will go into jhana. But don't think about it. Just let it slide in, okay? Okay, let's relax. Look at all the Buddha rupas around you. Many in memory of people who have passed on. If your family members' names are here, so when you sit, just remember them, okay? We want to switch off the lights at the back also? Okay. Let's begin. Relax. Make sure you're relaxed. Feel comfortable. Feel really good. Let your body settle. The theme this morning is on gratitude. So we'll sit, be comfortable, relax the body, feel the joy of sitting in this beautiful hall. Make sure that your body is really relaxed. So if there's any tightness, you tell yourself, relax. Because when the body is relaxed, the mind is also relaxed. And then we begin by taking a mental bow to the Buddha. Bow slowly. With gratitude, we bow. And then we take another bow to the Dhamma that the Buddha had left behind for us. The Dhamma is a manual for happiness. Happiness so profound, it brings tears to the eyes. And third and final bow to the Sangha. Sangha are the people who have sacrificed the pleasures of mundane life, take on the mission to protect the Dhamma by their practice. The other ones who had kept the Dhamma alive for centuries. we also want to give thanks to all who have come before us, who have practiced well, which provide the conditions and the blessings for our practice in this life. We are grateful also to the volunteers and the leaders of Buddhist Fellowship. By their efforts, by their sacrifices, we now enjoy the conditions of a beautiful place to practice for ourselves and for our children. We are so grateful to our parents and loved ones whose support and understanding have made it possible for us to come into the Dhamma, to practice, to have time to rest the mind, feel joy, feel happiness. You notice your mind is now quiet and restful. This is a natural state of the mind. As long as there is no craving, the mind returns to this state. And now, we will share merits to our departed loved ones. So you say in your mind, may all my loved ones who have moved on be well and happy wherever they are. I dedicate this morning's quiet sitting to them. And then we will slowly arouse the body. So there are 3 steps. 1, you deepen your breathing. Deepen the breathing. Mindfully stretch your fingers. Stretch fingers first. Don't open your eyes until you have roused the body properly. Stretch your fingers. Stretch the neck. Stretch the neck. Slowly. Otherwise it might drop off. Stretch lightly. Stretch your shoulder muscles. Wriggle your toes a little. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. But if you want to sit on, feel free. How was your sitting? Quite good, right? The energy here is fabulous. I'm going to start a new tradition here. I mean, since it's a new year, new space, and my first time here, I'm going to start a new tradition. Next time, if any of you, my talk, I cannot speak for other speaker, but when I give the talk, and you happen to have your birthday on that day, you let me know. I wish you a happy birthday. And today I want to wish Henry, Brother Henry Yo, a happy birthday. We started the tradition of commemorating departed ones when we end a talk. So as we commemorate and remember our departed loved ones, we must also remember the living, right? And hence I thought it would be a good time to say happy birthday. He's 80 years old today. 𝐻𝐴𝑇. All right, shall we begin? Okay. May I suggest we switch off the back screen? It's just so weird to see myself there. I am not used to looking at me. Let's begin. Okay. This is my standard slide as a reminder to those who are new, actually to the ones who are here, but to those who are new, just a sense of what we call the Tipitaka, the 3 baskets. Now, Christianity has Bible and Muslims have Quran, right? Buddhism, for the Dhamma, it is called the 3 baskets, Tipitaka, okay? And for as long as this thing continues, I will be going through the Sutta Pitaka, which is the middle basket, okay? As long as it's not complete, I will be doing this Sutta Pitaka. And right now we are on the one circle, which is Anguttara, and Anguttara means numerical collection, okay? And numerical means the teachings are arranged by numbers. So book of 1, book of 2, book of 3, 1 means one thing that he's teaching, 2 means 2 things that he's teaching. And if you had missed all the earlier ones, that is when you 点个红心 and go follow the YouTubes. Because today we are in book of 10. It's already book of 10. Relatively short day today because I really want to go enjoy the space. And I'd like you to kind of bond. So relatively short, only 4 suttas. I also realized that if I throw up too many suttas, people are not able to follow. They will get indigestion and die. So I say, okay, 4 sutta is about the right limit. 4 suttas mean 40 things to learn today. Yeah, right? So it's about right. Okay. I like this one very much. It talks about protection. Now, you may not realize this, or maybe you do, I don't know. But actually, when we go into a teaching, a faith, a religion, one of the things we're looking for is protection. Right? When you don't have serious problems, you are a bit, yaya papaya, because things are going very well for you, life's good, I got beautiful and swipe spouse, my children are doing fine in school, PSLE, no problem. You say, no problem, everyone is well and healthy, we can be hao-lian, okay? Like, no problem, you swagger around. But when the illness hits, when people fall sick, when people struggle to earn a living, when family has tension, things happen, this is when suddenly you go to the temple and qiao tong, pray, ask for blessings. And what are we doing? We are seeking protection. We are seeking divine intervention to come and make our life a little easier. Okay? So actually, there's a lot without actually saying it, but it's there. In all our mind, the background, it is there. Hence the word refuge, you see. We go to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha for protection, for refuge. So this particular sutta was the Buddha telling his monks how to have protection. The type of protection that will definitely work. Going to the temple, praying, bowing, etc. will work if you have enough merits. This is not a transactional relationship. I always tell people, the divine ones are not your concierge, you know. They're not your butlers. Why you think you bring stuff to the temple, 3 bottles of, I want to say alcohol, but it's wrong. 3 bottles of oil, you know, and stuff. What? Bribery? No. It is your merits that will make the difference. There are thousands and millions of people praying for protection in a day. You think it only happened in Singapore? It's international, okay? The United Nations doing it. And because there are all these people praying and begging for intervention, why is yours special? Why would they pay attention to you? You have to be special. And what do they value? How do they become dewas? How do they become dewas? It's because in their lifetime, they were very good people. They were once human, and they were phenomenal in their merits. That's why they are dewas. And I believe you are good people. You are good people. You want to interact with the scums of the earth? The people who bully others, who take advantage, who cause pain and hurt. You want to? You also don't want, and you human only. You human also you don't want. You think they want? No. So it's the protection that must come from merits. And that's where this thing is coming, this teaching is about. The Buddha telling his monks, you must live under a protector, not without a protector. One without a protector lives in suffering. And these are 10 qualities that serve as a protector. In other words, you can self-service. You cultivate. You don't have to go to IKEA to buy the necessary equipment. It is your own. You self-service. You do it. Okay? And he told his monks, number 1, a bhikkhu is virtuous, dwells restrained, but patimokkha is their rules of discipline, the disciplinary rules. Possess of good conduct and resort, seeing danger in minute faults. Let me explain this. Virtuous, morally upright, a good person. A good person has to have some restraint. You see, our habits are instinctively unhelpful, right? We feel anger arising, we feel annoyance arising. There is a compulsion to act on it. Correct, right? 对啊? You don't answer, I assume you don't have. That you are morally superior, okay? So you must answer, right? Okay. Now I say, before the Buddha cannot lie, Musawada, okay? We are not perfect. But you see, when we remember the rules, we restrain. We are the ones, now, I don't, because I don't like it. Liquor, alcohol, right? If you have a fondness, I'm not judging you. I have a fondness for Coca-Cola, so I'm not judging you, okay? We have a fondness for something. And when you have a fondness, can you imagine your desire coming up? For those of you who cannot eat char kway teow, you remember your desire coming up? Because you've got cholesterol, you're putting on weight, all cannot restrain, right? Ah, in the Dhamma, there are, for us, lay people, 5 precepts. 5 precepts. Imagine your 5 precepts holding you back. They have a lot more. But here the Buddha said, they see danger in minute faults. They are so careful, they restrain all defilements. Supposed to, huh? Like us, like that. We are very careful with our 5 precepts. When you take your 8 precepts, you're very careful. You want to observe it, you observe it well. Correct? Otherwise, you just let go and do whatever you want. Well, eat 5 meals a night, it's okay. But when you say 8 precepts, oh, okay, cannot. Yeah, not even dinner. Yeah, got it. No snack, huh? Okay. So it's like that. The monks, they are saying we're going to restrain our defilements, our instincts, our habits. So the Buddha set out a set of rules. Those rules are to protect my practice. I will observe it well. And that's what they are. Okay? So they're protected by their practice of morality. Seeing danger in minute fault means even when it is very subtle, they will not give in. There's mindfulness here to make sure they don't all over the place. And virtues, being virtuous, is a protection. You recall what I said about the Devas and how they are the best of humans, great in morality, and then they result in becoming Devas. They won't want to associate with people who are not nice. So it makes sense that the virtues will protect, right? You understand, huh? Okay. Evelyn, next time you always sit here, okay? When the rest of the world falls silent, I will have you. How come now I have all 3 up at the same time. Look at number 2 only. Learn much, remembers what he has learned, accumulates what he has learned. There are a few steps here. Number 1, learn much. Learning much can be in the old days, it is through hearing. Because last time got no YouTube. So can only hear. Must find Buddha, go before Buddha and learn. We are luckier. We live in the time of Dhamma at the press of a button. Okay, at the swipe of a button, Dhamma. And therefore, you have the conditions to accumulate knowledge. This is about knowledge. You learn much, but can you remember? But you see, look at it this way. If I learn this amount and I remember a fraction, it's only like that. But if I learn this amount, I remember a fraction, it's more. So learning much provides the condition for a proportionate increase in the amount you can accumulate. Okay? Okay, Hey, can you follow the example, right? The good example. Yeah. Remember, okay? You learn, you accumulate, and you can do that by watching YouTube video, by going on to podcasts. I have one friend who drives long distance to Malaysia and listens to Dhamma podcast as he goes. The entire journey he's safe. Because the Dewa would catch a ride with him, hitch a ride inside there, and listen to podcasts, Dhamma podcasts. Hey, I'm serious, You all laugh and think I'm making a joke. I am making a joke, but it's also serious. Okay? I'm partially joking, joking. The ones who went with me to Yung Garden know, okay? All kinds of strange things happen, but we are safe, right? Because we got Bante around. Okay? Good practitioners, naturally protected by the Dhamma, okay? Just telling you. So, we are taking long drive to Malaysia, turn on a chambram. Okay, just say, you might as well just go for the high-end one, Alright. So you learn much, and you must remember what you have learned. What you can remember, you accumulate. So the Buddha is very precise when he's teaching and explaining the mind and how it works. This is how our mind works, right? You hear a lot. He just missed out one. Hear a lot, hear often. Because being often will help with memory. So don't listen to my talk just once. Don't listen to talks just once. Listen to many times. Increase the number of following. It's a joke. Don't take me too seriously. No, the following part. Yeah, learn much. Remember what you have learned. Accumulate. Okay. Part 2. Teachings that are good. Good in the beginning. Good in the middle. Good at the end. That's the second part. They're like, why so qiong-hei, right? Beginning, middle, and the end. Because sometimes you can have teachings or guidance that brought you into something beautiful and good at the start. But along the way, transformation happens. Whereas the Dhamma, throughout, you go in. Why is it good in the beginning? You will be happy. You will feel joy when you go into this. Right at the start. And if you're on track, and you have good guidance, good kalyana mita, good friends, you will remain joyous and with conviction in the middle. And the end is when you really, you're going to die, right? Say yes. Not that you're going to die today. I didn't say today, but at some point that will happen. When that comes, you'll be fine. Okay? Good, good, good. All the way. Whether it is about moving on from this life, or it is about after understanding, I live the rest of this life joyously, or even as you are learning, just joy, joy, joy. Dhamma should be called 3J. Triple joy. Okay. Joyous. Joyous all the way. Beautiful guidance. Right meaning, right phrasing. This is a translation by Bhikkhu Bodhi. Okay? Right meaning, right phrasing. What it means is the Dhamma. That's why I always say when you read the Dhamma, you got to pay attention to how how the sentence is constructed. And I choose Bhante Bhikkhu Bodhi because his translation comes closest to how it is articulated in the Pali. So you want to know how the Buddha had said something, you look at Bhikkhu Bodhi's one, you have a more than 90% chance that it's Chun. More than 90. Then Singaporean will say, how come not 100? Sometimes along the way, people might make mistake. Don't know. 99 lah, 99% Chun, okay? The phrasing and the essence of that meaning all there. Beautiful. And it proclaims the perfectly complete and pure spiritual life. It is about, the Dhamma is about transforming the mind. It transforms your mind to wholesomeness. So when your mind becomes wholesome, the way you lead your life, how you speak, what you talk about, how you act, what you think, they all becomes not defiled, pure. By pure, it means no defilements. Okay? So I repeat, you understand the Dhamma properly, it will start to transform your mind. Once it transforms your behavior, your conduct, through speech and action, and even the content of the mind becomes not defiled. No unwholesomeness. Then you're pure. Okay? And he who has learned much, retained, recited. Why recited? It doesn't mean you must now do chanting. Great if you can, but you should chant in English because you may not understand Pali. In the old days, by reciting verbally is a way for them to remember. It's memory work. Because there was just no writing, they cannot check back. So chanting is their way of collecting in essence and in details what the Buddha taught. But you cannot stop there. You cannot just stop at I hear, I remember, I learn. Investigated mentally, this is very important in the practice. Some of you may say, I read, I learned, I've consulted so many teachers, I've collected so many degrees, I still don't understand. Because likely the last two is missing. To investigate mentally means the words that you've picked up, you must dissect and you must understand and you must correlate to your daily life. Say example, I get angry. Then the Buddha says, you must let go of anger. Anger is bad. How do you let go of anger? You cultivate metta. Something like that. Huh? This is simple 101. Okay? Something like that. Then, at the point when you got angry, you straight away, you stop. Let it go. And bring up metta. And then you see how your mind gets happy, joyous. And then straight away you say, oh, it works. This is how it works. Must follow dutifully. He said, let go, you let go. But not in the let go way. Just let go, okay? And then you can see for yourself that it works. Another example, which is an important one. The Noble Truths, right? We always hear the Four Noble Truths. Every time you feel unhappy, you don't feel good, you feel there's something off, every time, you straight away you ask yourself, what is it I want? What is it I'm seeking, I'm chasing? If you cannot figure out what is it you want, this anger, this unhappiness won't fade away. But the moment you figure it out, oh, actually, what I want is affirmation. Say something like that. I want affirmation. I want people to say I'm good. And then you say, maybe you will say, but it's supposed to be not mine, not I, not self. No? Ayah, never mind, never mind. When you say never mind, maybe there is a fading away of that annoyance. Then you see in real time a choice you make based on your understanding of Dhamma leads to immediate relief. That is the 𝐒𝐿𝐼𝐿𝐼𝐿 that you chanted this morning. Timeless, immediate. You see it, you apply it with understanding, it fades. The annoyance, the sadness, the resentment fades. With right understanding and right restraint, it fades. Like that. This is how you must recall, reflect, apply, observe. That is what you have to do. Penetrated well by view means now that you understand, you will store it, right? You store it well enough. You will store, right? Store means you remember. But this is a memory forged from an understanding from application, right? Am I too fast? No. I'm not seeking affirmation. I just want to know that you are with me. Okay? That you understand, and then I can continue. And once you get it, once you begin to understand, then what happens? Over time, it becomes your view. Okay? A view means your assumption. Your baseline understanding, the way you will then see the world. You understand this? A view is formed over time. It doesn't happen overnight unless it's something very traumatic. But otherwise, it happens over time. Slowly, it becomes a view. Penetrated well by view implies over time, you get it. You get the Dhamma. And now the Dhamma is your view, your sanya. Okay? Okay. And therefore, imagine your learning, because it's not just reading books learning. That learning has all these qualities. You remember, you recall, you accumulate, you apply, you reflect, you understand. That's learning. Isn't this a protection? Next time, if you have this, if you have number 2, You're number 1, number 2, you don't even need 10. Number 1, number 2, protection already. You are happy bird. You want to be something else also can. Okay, you will be happy. Protection is about the sense of relief and the conviction, confidence. Okay, protection is not just about a physical protection. It's more important. It's a protection of the mind. So when you can do 1 and 2, it doesn't matter what happens around the world. You are okay. You will understand this is the nature of the world. You will understand what things are. You will just accept what it is, and then you will shrug off, and you're okay. Okay. Comes the easy one, friends. Friends, in the Buddha says, friends are the whole of the holy life. Good friends are not just friends, sorry. Good friends, good companions, must be good, wholesome. Then you may say, okay, how do we know it's good? I'll give you a simple one because no time to go too deep. I am already over time. The simple one, right, is if your friend is driven entirely by greed, anger, delusion, wrong views, this friend is going to get you into trouble if you follow. This is not a wholesome friend the Buddha talks about. Anyone who's too greedy. Hello, if you use yourself as the baseline, okay? So I teach you, I'm the baseline. Okay? Not me, you. Okay? You will say, I'm the baseline. Say, I'm the baseline. If this person is greedier than you, cannot teach you anything. If the person is less greedy than you, at least can try. Okay? Can try. Take 1 box. Then you see, sometimes greed cannot tell. You look at the temper. The angrier, the more easily upset this person is. I tell you a secret, huh? The greed is strong. Greed is strong. You just don't see it because they're very good at this, right? And then you cannot tell. Then you say, it's zun bo. Auntie zun bo, zun. You ask yourself, when you can't get what you want, you're angry or not? When does your anger come out? You suka come out. Today, good day, let's come out anger. It doesn't, right? Anger must have the right condition. Usually when you're disappointed, not usually, always when you're disappointed, then you have shades of annoyance, right? And if you have a lot of things that you want and you don't get, or just one thing. So every time you were disappointed, things are not going your way, you get upset. So imagine your friend, whole day scolding, whole day getting agitated. Greed, lots of it. Okay? So if you cannot tell, you just watch for the anger. I can usually tell, but if you cannot tell, just watch for the anger. Okay? Okay, number 4. Number 4 is, you just read it like this. Simple, easy to correct, possesses qualities that make him easy to correct, patient, he receives instruction respectfully. What does it mean? It means this person has humility. Okay, number 4 is a quality of humility, open-mindedness, willingness to learn. You also like the fella, right? You look at this guy, you tell him, hey, wrong. Oh, sorry. How can I make it better? Like, wow, nice. They were also like that. They see you so how lian. Yeah. Ego so big. Then you go and solve your own problem. Call me for what? Someone ding dong my bell so many times. For what? And then you will say that, yeah, but shouldn't they be compassionate? A lot of people asking for help. You think you're the only one? Must buy to you one. You go see doctor also must take number, right? Yeah, your doctor, how many people see? 10. And already you must wait until green face. The day ones will have 100,000. Okay, just saying, okay. That's why sometimes you pray and you beg and you beg and after 6 months happens. then your number very far. Okay? Just saying lah, okay? And then all those committee members of EXCO, of BF, are number very front. They jump queue. Because they have served. Okay? They have served. They got Dhamma credit, you got or not? Like that, okay. Okay, number 5, skillful, diligent in attending to the diverse chores. So this one, okay, there are so many words, but the key thing is sound judgment. Okay? He's skillful, he's hardworking, he can do a lot of things. He has sound judgment. Why is this sound judgment? So skillful and diligent, okay. But the sound judgment is the important one, because the sound judgment ensures that he doesn't get overwhelmed. You think about it. I got a lot of things to do, a lot of things to do. But you don't have judgment, you will just arrange them by the length of the instruction. Okay, clearly you didn't hear me. But like the longer the instruction, that's the one I do first. No, you must decide what is important. And this is my favorite line. Essentials from non-essentials. You require judgment to be able to figure out essentials from non-essentials. So this judgment also implies another thing. It means mundane wisdom. This guy has wisdom. Then he has sound judgment. Okay? Number 6. Number 6 is beautiful. My favorite. Love the Dhamma, pleasing his assertions, filled with a lofty joy pertaining to the Dhamma and discipline. The love for the Dhamma brings him a lot of joy. That is his protection. So for those of you who have come onto the Dhamma and have been practicing, and you are enjoying this Dhamma, you feel the joy, right? Isn't that your protection? You sit quietly. I call it 假巴不是做. You just sit quietly, just twiddling thumb, and you're feeling happy for nothing. No need to go buy Apple phone, iPhone here, there, everywhere. No need. Just sitting down there. Have you seen? Yourself included, have you seen? People who just sit happily doing nothing, not checking handphone, not doing anything, just sit quietly and be at peace. That's the Dhamma joy. This is number 6. Okay? And if you have that, 恭喜你. Congratulations. You are reaping one key benefit of the Dhamma. Okay? Just sitting there recalling Dhamma, happy like a bird. Or luck, not bird, luck. Happy as a luck. Okay? Which is also a bird, but a bhikkhu has aroused energy for abandoning unwholesome qualities, acquiring wholesome qualities. Now, people may say number 7 and number 1, what's the difference? The difference is in the energy. You look at what it is said. Energy for abandoning unwholesome, acquiring wholesome. Which means to say, 7 and 1 are complements. 7 make sure 1 happens. You say you're virtuous, you are looking out for your precepts. But 7, make sure you will always stay wholesome. It goes beyond just following rules. It means that your baseline has something beautiful, such as metta, karuna, compassion, mudita, altruistic joy, generosity, faith. Those are your baseline mental states. So number 7 is the energy to stay wholesome. Typically, when the defilements hit, the anger hits, your energy is going to be spinning around the object of anger. Agree? Yeah? You're following, huh? So your energy is now going to go into how do I express anger. But as a practitioner, that's not what we do. What we do is Every moment, as long as mindfulness hits, as long as mindfulness arises, you want to be wholesome. You want metta. You want metta, you want contentment, you want moderation, you want peace, you want calm, you want the mind to be relaxed. That's energy to stay that way. Do you understand? A lot of you don't, but I'm just telling you, you understand, So I must quickly look at the one who I know will understand, okay? Okay? You want, because typically when you leave the mind alone, the habit is to chase after whatever your habit is. So if you have fear as a habit, it will go after fear. It will follow into the mental state of fear. If you have anxiety as a habit, the mind, when you have nothing to do, you're not mindful, it will slide towards anxiety because it's a habit. And typically, without practice and understanding, without understanding and practice, it will slide towards your more habitual mental states. So if your mental states habitually is anger or greed, lust, or agitation, jealousy, whatever it is, it will then slide that way. How do you unslide? How do you prevent that? It's by making deliberate effort. So this energy is about making deliberate effort to shift the mind in a wholesome way. Okay? And shifting the mind in a wholesome way, you do it often enough, it becomes a habit. Often enough. So 6 and 7 also go together. If habitually your mind is on a relaxed mode, and you will automatically recall the Dhamma, then your mind is in the Dhamma stream. It leans towards the Dhamma. Do you understand? And when it leans towards the Dhamma, of course you'll be joyous. Of course you will feel peaceful. So if your baseline natural state is peace and calm and joy and love, the metta version, okay, and love, then your mind in restful state is peaceful. And then you'll have number 7. You understand? Okay, Okay, moving on. Number 8, contentment. Contentment is the protection. Number 9, mindfulness. I shall stop here and explain this mindfulness. You look at what it says. Mindfulness, alertness, remembers, recollects. Don't look at it in... on the one hand, I want you to note the words carefully, but it is the right mindfulness. Right mindfulness. The quality of mindfulness, which is explained here, mindfulness has the quality of recollection. If you pay attention, you can remember. If you don't pay attention, you will forget. Like, in a simple, mundane way is, well, where's my keys? Where are my keys? I don't know where I put them, because you were not mindful. But if you were deliberate, when you were deliberate, as you put down, you will remember where the keys went, isn't it? So mindfulness, a quality, a feature, an accompanying effect of mindfulness is being able to recall. Okay? But we don't want it to become, I recall everything, random stuff. No need lah. I'm just saying that mindfulness has that ability to recall. So when you are very well practiced, you can choose where to shine your torch, where you shine the mindfulness. Mindfulness is a torch. You can shine it on object, and then you're going to have OCD, okay? Or you can just shine it on contentment. Mindful of contentment. Mindful of Dhamma. And then you are fine. That is your protection, okay? Because you must remember, it goes in this flow, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is mindfulness. 10 is wisdom. When you have the right mindfulness, wisdom will also arise. Wisdom must, you remember, number 1 is virtues. Number 2 is learning. You remember that? Without learning, no number 10. Okay? That's why they all flow in a certain way. You must have learning, and then eventually it translates into there is a spiral effect. It's a reinforcing effect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It reinforces. Comes number 10, wisdom. This is the wisdom that leads to. He's very specific. Wisdom means to discern arising and passing away. Those are words. What does it mean? It means impermanence. It means you see the fleeting nature, the fleeting moment. And when you see fleeting moments in daily life, when you see that fleeting moment, what else you want? You want to cling on to which fleeting moments? 2.113, 3.115, second, nanosecond. Which moment you want to retain? As soon as you pay attention, it's over. So the wisdom to realize that life is passing by, that death is certain, that there's no need to hold on to anything. Because whatever you hold on to is in your mind. The mind holds. The moment can't be held. It's the mind that's holding. But the object it's trying to hold cannot be held. Okay? And so when you get that, when you see, when you have, when the wisdom that allows you to understand that, it is noble and penetrative, it will lead eventually to letting go of craving and therefore destruction of suffering. They must come together. Because you see, now I explain in Singapore English. No, actually not Singapore English, just regular English words. Song complexity, okay? Simple words, We cling because we want, right? We want, we cling. We cling because our mind say must cling. Important. Embedded there, in this important, embedded there is a lack of, at that point, your mind forgets death. If your mind is aware of death, it will not want to hold. Think of it like that. You're dying. Okay, just dying. Okay, everyone dying. Okay. Now you're dying. Okay. When you're dying, just imagine. Imagine. Okay, you're dying. What do you want to hold on to? Your clothes, your handbags, those lovely shoes you have. The big one, your house. How to hold? Do you get it? If you are dying and you're mindful of that, 时间不多了. Even the watch I don't want. But it is because we forget that. We forget death. We forget fleeting nature. So there are two separate parts. There's one is death and the other one is moving. Time is moving, right? Because we don't pay attention to this, then we see, we want, we take. They take already, you cannot take. You cannot take mine because it is important. This cup is important. It's because I forget death. If I remember death, if I'm mindful of death, you want a cup, take lah. You want? I got one more. You want to see? No, this is important because it's linking to the next point. If you're mindful of death and you're mindful that it is going to happen anytime, then there is not really much things you want to hold. You may only have 1 or 2 worries. I go already, who's going to look after so and so? What's going to happen to so and so? And that's your attachment. Okay? And it's normal. You're unlikely to be attached to a human, or maybe a dog, or cat. Cat also can. But you're not likely to be attached to your car or your house. Right? Okay. So your attachments, they will then shrink down to the only few things you care about. But in daily life, because we are blind, We have blind spots about death. Because of that, we never see it. We never see it coming. We make our decisions oblivious to that. So then we will accumulate, lor. We'll go and travel with many bags, lor. And then go buy some more kilos because we got so many things, right? We will grab. When we are grabbing, what's happening? Craving. And because of craving, what's happening? Suffering. Get it? Okay. Understand already, huh? Okay, huh? This is the connection. This is how they connect. This is how they connect. If you have death, see, the wisdom that discern arising and passing away, it means death and fleeting moments of time, life. You have it properly, you recognize it, means you have wisdom, but is it part of your assumption, part of your baseline? If it's part of your baseline, it will lead you to not cling so much, and therefore the suffering reduces. If it is not part of your baseline, it is part of the book or the iPhone, knowledge info there. And I got it. She's so grumpy. Explain this 20 times, okay? I got it already. I got it. But it's not part of our baseline. After when you go out, you fight with somebody over the queue. Like that, lor. Because you forgot, okay? The only time you will not forget, only 2 times you not forget, is when death is a squatter in the house. Once death comes into the house, you will remember. How long you remember, don't know. After the funeral, no more. Because death left. Okay? So let's remember. If you have these mental cultivations, you will be protected by the Dhamma. That's your protection. Okay? Okay, Finally. This one very fast. Only one slide. I brought this up only to make the point that in the time of the Buddha, there were already fights. There were already all kinds of fightings and all. And these are the sort of things that happened in the past. When the monks start to twist the Buddha's words, to twist the practice, put words into the Buddha's mouth, when those things start to happen, it is the beginning of the decline of the Sangha. So our duty, we learn the Dhamma, we understand the Dhamma, and the more you understand, the more you have a duty to keep the Dhamma, the Buddha's teaching pure. Keep it pristine clear. Then from our generation to the next, Dhamma was not lost in our time. Okay? So explain non-Dhamma as Dhamma, Dhamma as non-Dhamma. Twisted. Explain non-discipline as discipline, discipline as non-discipline, again twisted. What has not been stated by the Tathagata, they say that he said it. What has been stated, they say he didn't say. Then, so the practice, at least you can break it into 2 parts. Knowledge, application. Can you see that? First one, Dhamma as non-Dhamma, discipline as non-discipline, non-discipline is discipline. That part already tells you there is the knowledge, and then there is the practice, the application. And it goes down, all of them. There is the knowledge, and then there is the application. So as they say, what he has not said, they say he said. What he has said, they say he had not said. The practice, what he did not say must be practiced, they say must practice. And so on. And the legal grounds and so on. I don't have to go too deep into this, but I just want to point out 2 things. One is the entire Dhamma journey has 2 parts. There is the practice, there's the knowledge, and there is the practice. Practice means you are making deliberate decision to transform your mind, to rewire the mind. It's deliberate. And when you are doing that, it is done with understanding. Why is it called a practice? Because it's not skill yet. We are not skillful in upholding wholesomeness, wholesome mental state. We are not skillful in constantly bringing up generosity and faith. We're not skillful. So we need to practice. We need to make it skillful. Do it often. Making it skillful means doing it often. It's like playing the musical instrument. In order to play it with skill, what do? Practice. Practice the boring thing first. Like skill. Skill. Do it 20,000 times first. And then while you are doing it, you'll be asking, when you're young, you'll be asking yourself, why? Same thing. People scold me. Why I cannot scold back? Same thing. You are like children. Don't understand, not skillful. Must go and argue with parents. Buddha said, don't do. We say, why? Like that lor. Same lah. Buddha also very kiksin. Sorry. Okay. This one is also very cute. All these are going to be very fast. I bring it to your attention. You know, these are all from the suttas, right? You are here to be entertained by the suttas, okay? And it's also, I will go through very fast, five things. Huh? A bhikkhu who wishes to reprove another person should examine himself with respect to five things and establish five things. Okay? Huh? You must examine yourself. So our tongue is one naughty thing, right? Like whack at the world, right? Our tongue has that problem. So the Buddha said, before you whack your tongue, please reflect on five things. And make sure you establish yourself on five things. Okay? Okay. First one. Is my bodily behavior pure? Do I possess bodily behavior that is pure, flawless, irreproachable? Does this quality exist in me or not? If our bodily behavior not pure, and we don't possess bodily behavior that's pure, flawless, and irreproachable, people will talk. You train yourself bodily. Please train yourself bodily. In other words, before you wag your tongue, you must make sure that we are okay lah. Okay. So if your morality baseline, this is all morality first. If your morality baseline is low, there are not a lot of people you can talk. If your morality baseline is high, so you're a very good person, a very pure person, at least this one give you a bit of standing to say something. Not that you must say, I'm just saying that we always say, people, we always talk. So this one is you reflect on your bodily conduct, and this one, the number 2 is on your verbal conduct. Number 3 is your mind. It is about the mind. Does your mind have loving kindness? Okay? So number 1 is bodily conduct. Number 2 is verbal conduct, verbal behavior. Your tongue, your words, is it pure or not? So what does it mean by pure? It means it does not, when you say something, when you do something, you are not hurting people. You won't hurt people. Okay? There is no hurting someone. Angry words hurt. Gossip hurts. Slander hurts. Frivolous only hurt yourself. But so that's how it goes. Okay? Your motivation, your intention, and now the words that come out. Number 3, you want to reprove another. Do you have loving kindness without resentment? So no anger. If you say something with anger, okay? When you say something with anger, you must have loving kindness, metta. It's actually metta, friendliness, okay? So that's number 3. Number 4. Number 4 is the tricky one. You know the Dhamma or not? You don't know the Dhamma, you go say people. That's what it means. You want to reprove, am I learned? Do I retain, preserve what I've learned? Have I learned much of the teaching? So you see the repeat, teaching that's going in the middle, the beginning, middle, and the end, and then all these things. Have you retained them in mind, recited verbally, mentally investigated, penetrated by? You understand the Dhamma or not? You don't understand, you can talk, say people. Okay, so that's number 4. Can I move on? Okay, number 5. And this one, because they are monks, they are sangha, it is about the discipline, patimokkha. This one no apply to you. This one, only 5 precept. So for you, it's only 5 precept. Okay? I will move on. Okay, then comes this one. What are the 5 things that he should establish in himself? These are what we always call 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, 5. These are what we call right speech as defined by the Buddha. Number 1, speak at the proper time, not improper. In other words, when you say something, it should be when it is relevant. So example, we are having good time, and then you observe someone doing it wrong, but now you don't want to say anything, or you don't want to comment. Then 6 months later, you comment. Timing is off. What about 2 months later? Timing is off. You want to help? It should be after the event, pull the person aside, and you share. But that's not the only criteria. Then comes truth, not false. Gentle is how you express the words. Gently, not harshly, is how the words come out. Many a time, it is the right time, it is the truth, but the words are harsh. People cannot hear. How do you make sure that the words are gentle and not harsh? Actually, it's number 10. If you ensure that in your heart, in your mind, you have metta, you have kindness, then the words that come out will be gentler. Okay? Number 9 is it should be beneficial, not harmful. Now, let's put this to active practice, okay? Real life relevance. Many parents tell their children, study. Exam coming already, don't study, and then you fail how? Is that gentle or harsh? Allah, I say also. Can you see that? You meant well. You meant well, I know. But when the words come out that way, it feels like an indictment, you see. Say I fail. I study also, you never see. You say I fail. When they are much younger, they say, where you say me, where you say me. when they are a little bit older, they will have more words. You understand, right? Secondly, sometimes, okay, we go back to this example. Go and study. After that, you fail how? Now, we think it's for their own good, right? Which parents doing this just for fun? Like, I got nothing to do, so today I will just yell at you, go study. Yeah? I'm very free, I'm free. I don't feel like playing my game, so I yell at you. It must be for their own good. Or is it for your good? Is it about you? Or is it about them? It's sometimes about our own, I don't know, bragging rights. Sometimes it is about our fear. Some parents, they are afraid their children cannot pass or cannot do well. So it's actually about your fear, your issues, not the child's issue. Okay? I don't know. I don't want to judge. I'm just saying that these 5 conditions are worth reflecting, and it should be reflected like this. First, true or false, you've got to be clear. Factual or not. Factual based on what you know. So if you do not know much, it's all hearsay. You cannot assume it's factual. If you were not an eyewitness, you were not there, you don't jump the gun and assume it's factual. So people say, YouTube say, social media say, oh no count. May or may not be right. Okay? So factual is not easy. 2, gently or harshly, I told you, is linked to number 10. If your mental state is without desire, No desire, you're neutral. There's nothing I'm seeking here. Then the anger won't come up. No anger, your words will always be gentle. If you have anger, because you're driven by desire, that is anger, you will tell yourself, calm down first before I talk. I must put myself in the shoe of the recipient and hear what he hears. And then that is when you increase the chance of having your words gentler. Okay? Speak with a mind of loving kindness. Now, metta is very, very clear, very recognizable. If you say, I don't really know this mental state, metta, kindness, metta, loving kindness, then think of it like kindness. Just think of kindness. Kindness is good enough. Friendliness, baseline, next level, kindness. Kindness, surely you know. You don't know, we have a problem. We need to check if you're a psychopath. Okay? So, when you have kindness, so always before you talk, remember compassion. I'll be very, very honest about this. Very, very candid. I conduct a lot of retreats. A lot of retreats. I talk to a lot of people. Sometimes I also feel exasperated. I'll be very honest, factual. Why? Because they ask the same question many times. And then you give advice they don't want to hear. I mean, wrong speech. They can't quite hear it properly. They can't quite hear it. Then they ask again. Then you're, you know what I do? I have to tell myself people are in pain. People are in pain. As a reminder. So if you come for my retreat, you'll never be scolded. Never, 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 ever. Okay? That's why people like to come. Howling a bit, huh? Yeah. But you will always be cared for. You'll always be okay. Because I'm very mindful of the pain. Otherwise, why? They can pay money to come and put checks on themselves to enjoy. No, it's because they're in pain. They want to understand the Dhamma. They want to learn. They need a conducive environment. So I cannot, why you so like that? I cannot say any of those things. I have to remind myself that people are in pain. Okay? And it doesn't happen much. It's once a couple of here and there. It doesn't happen often. And when I remind myself that they are in pain, oh, number 10 is there. So number 8 will always be checked. I'm speaking from experience. Keep your mind clear. Number 8 is fine. The words will be soft and gentle. Then you say, some people, they're very kind, but the way they talk very strange. Oh, that kind needs special class. Separate class. It's called social etiquette class. It's not Dhamma. It's not Dhamma. Beneficial and not harmful. Just remember one thing. Are you driven by self-interest? What aspects of self-interest? If you're not driven by self-interest and you really care for the person, likely it's beneficial. Okay? Okay, done. Last one. And this one is helpful for everyone. But this was taught by Sariputta. Okay, Bhante Sariputta. He asked, friends, it is said, a person subject to decline, a person subject to decline. In what way has the Blessed One said that a person is subject to decline? In what way that a person is not subject to decline? Okay? Why would some people backslide, but others progress? How does it happen? So this is about conditions, okay? Okay, and then they asked him, and the reason why they ask him sometimes is because they don't want to disturb the Buddha, or they don't have opportunity to listen to the Buddha. The Buddha has always said, Sariputta gets it precise. So every time you see the teachings by Sariputta, you pay close attention. It's as good as it was said by the Buddha, okay? And so, number 1, look at the word hear. A bhikkhu does not get to hear a teaching he has not heard before. He forgets the teaching he has already heard. He does not bring to mind the teaching that he's already familiar with. He does not understand what he has not understood. 4 things. Okay? If you have 4 conditions about learning, you will backslide. This is about the knowledge, the Dhamma knowledge you hold. You didn't make effort to expand how much you learn. So this is the hear much thing, okay? Then you hear already, you forgot. Forget the ones you already heard. So again, you go back to the didn't learn much, and then don't remember. Memory work important. If you find that you cannot remember, you have a phone, record. You have notepads, record, to help you remember. Don't have to remember everything. No need. Remember as much as you can. Boleh cukup. Okay? Enough. Forgets those that you have heard. Does not bring to mind those which you are already familiar. Meaning, recall now. Remember, recall to reflect. If you do not reflect, if you don't reflect, the Dhamma is as good as buried in there. This is what we call planting the seed, but you never water. You wait until next life, then go and harvest. You plant this life, then you wait for some life forward to harvest. 你是不是啊? You plant this life, you must eat this life, right? You wait until 3 lives down, then come in. Then what if you don't have the right condition? The soil always dry. The fertilizer not available. Then you must die like 20 times before you harvest. Okay? He has already heard what he doesn't. Okay. Does not understand what he has not understood. Can you read this sentence yourself? Does not understand what he has not understood. It's quite brilliant, you know. So the very first time you heard, you don't understand. You at that point, you don't understand. Then you cannot understand already, lor. Agree, right? That's the reason why I kept asking you. You get it? You get it? 懂不懂? It's because of this line, eh? Okay? 你懂吗? 你懂吗? Then you... Noble silence. Okay? And then the vice versa. If you constantly pursue hearing Dhamma, okay? You get to hear what he has not heard. You always grow in your pool of knowledge. You don't forget what you have heard. You're constantly reflecting on what you are already familiar with and what he has not understood. So the first time you hear, you didn't understand. But because you have been reflecting and one day you do. Okay? Meaning the very first time you hear, you didn't understand. But because you have been reflecting and recalling, eventually you understand. You will build on your understanding. Okay? Okay. A bhikkhu not skilled in the ways of others' mind should train. I will be skilled in the ways of mine. You don't understand people, but you at least must understand yourself. That's basically what it means. You may not understand people, but you must at least understand yourself. You must train yourself to understand your own drivers. Okay? Okay, now it starts. And the Buddha's guidance or the Sariputta's explanation is like this. Okay, huh? Okay, don't look at the words. Look at me. Look at me, okay? Here, he's saying, I ask you, you before Buddha must be honest, do you all examine yourself in the mirror, your face? Of course you do, right? Extra pimple, one extra, don't know what they call wrinkles. White hair, got more white hair. Right? Maybe the guy less, but I know these days, what did they call it? The man who is go for facial one, what do they call it? Okay. Wow, all the men here to go for facial. Okay. Yeah, there is a term for that. I forgot the term. But anyhow. So, generally, we do pay a little bit of attention to our appearance lah, right? And then there are some people who pay a little bit more. Now, we don't belong in that category. Okay, give your face a bit, but you know what I mean. So, here. Now, let's say that you now grow one spot. Okay, maybe a pimple that pops up. Would you find would you find that you keep going to check the pimple whether it's still there? You do, right? 这个啦, okay? They will look at the reflection, the clean, bright mirror, bowl of clear water to see whether got dust or blemish and make effort to remove. So that poor pimple kena whack by you like 1,000 times. Squeeze some more. Squeeze ointment, not squeeze like this, squeeze ointment, okay? Ayo, after 2 weeks still there. Must see doctor. Okay, this is the idea. There is a blemish. With a blemish, you make a lot of effort to get rid of it, right? So he said, you should also look at your mental state and see whether your mental state is just as clean. Am I without often, meaning you might have, but you don't have it all the time, or you don't have it frequently. Am I often without longing? This longing means wanting. Does this quality of without longing exist in me or not? Remember the analogy he used was someone with a blemish or dust. Dirt on the face. You spend so much time to clean. Now we clean the mind. This is dirt in the mind. Longing is dirt. Ill will is dirt. Dullness and drowsiness is dirt. Am I often calm? What is the dirt? Restlessness and remorse. Do I have restlessness? Do I have remorse? So here the word he used was, am I calm? Okay, these are all the positive one. Without longing, without ill will, free from drowsiness and dullness, calm. Free from doubt, meaning I have conviction. These are obstacles to the practice. Not just meditation, it's actually practice. Practice cultivating wholesome mental states. You should be aware of how much obstructions, mental obstructions and defilements you have. How often do we do that? We must do that more often. The Buddha says, this is a way, it's just as, remember the fellow trying to get rid of the dust and the pimple in the face. Pimple, we're very worried. Ancient time maybe dust, but today pimple, okay? So the pimple, the ulcer on the skin, but good. Ulcer on the skin, whatever skin condition. I'm not dermatologist, okay? Remember that we don't want it in our mind. If it's on our face, we get very agitated, anxious to get rid of it. He's saying that use the same kind of passion to try and get rid of the pimples in the mind, in your habits. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Am I without anger? Is my mind often undefiled? Up to 7 is about the defilements. Number 8 is the internal joy, the internal serenity. You ask me, sister, is my practice on track? I will ask you, do you have internal joy as a baseline? Do you have internal serenity as a baseline? If these two are part of your baseline state in daily life, you are on track, on the Dhamma track. Okay. Number 10, do I gain higher wisdom of insight into phenomenal? What are these phenomenal? DFC students, there are plenty of you around. What is this phenomenal? Suddenly, Okay? Anicca, dukkha, anatta of the aggregates. Form, feeling, perception, mental formations, consciousness. Okay? So you must gain higher wisdom of the tilakkhana, the three aggregates of, the three characteristics of the five aggregates. That's one version. A slightly different version is the Noble Truths. You must have that insight. It must become part of your daily life, habits. Okay? Does this quality exist in me or not? Okay, so these are the 10 reflections. If by such self-examination, a bhikkhu does not see any of the wholesome qualities present, must put forth extraordinary desire, effort, zeal, enthusiasm, but a long word, indefatigability, mindfulness, clear comprehension to obtain wholesome qualities. Okay? And look, another analogy. Just as your clothes or your head catch fire, will you be frantic in putting out the fire? Or you, 眨眼眼, relax, let's take selfie. Okay, must take selfie also lah, because how often you have hair on fire, right? But, of course you will panic, right? You panic. So, he is saying, please bring the same degree of enthusiasm and passion into the mental cultivation. So these are two cute little analogies, little metaphors. Is it metaphor? I don't know what's the difference, but you know what I mean. Two cute ones for us to remember. The pimple on the face and the hair on fire. Sui liao. And if you are very sui, you got pimple on the face with hair on fire. Okay. If by such examination, the second stanza, a bhikkhu sees wholesome qualities present in himself, but not others. This is not in others. This is you see some qualities, but not others. That means your wholesome qualities incomplete. Okay? Then you should base yourself on those wholesome qualities, put forth extraordinary effort to go and obtain the ones you don't have. You understand, What does it mean by base himself on the wholesome qualities that you already have? Make use of the resources, the mental resources you already have to help you cultivate the others. Okay? That's what it means. And the same thing, fire on the head, you will be very energetic in making sure that your mental states are good and pure. You have to do that so that you can reach to the destruction of the taints and defilements. Oh, wait, I forgot to put in one more. Question? Any question? Online? Online? On-site? You know, that's my secret strategy. To overwhelm you with details. Then everybody are flawed by the details. I got no question. I cannot handle question. No question? Well, let's give it, man. Sure. Yeah, no. They want to record your question.
Hello. My test. Yeah, so... Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, Sister Sylvia. That was a very, very interesting talk for me. A number of unanswered questions that I had were answered, but this one I just need to clarify. You were mentioning earlier that when we can just laze around and do absolutely nothing, we feel joyful. we're actually finding joy in the Dhamma. Am I correct? Okay. Then I ask you.
Yes and no, but we continue.
Okay. From time to time, I find that I just want to enjoy, I enjoy solitude, I enjoy quietness, and I just love it. So is joy, is quietness and solitude the same as what I think you mentioned?
Okay,
Thank you.
I take back my mic. I said yes and no. Let me explain this. When a person enjoys solitude and alone me time, actually it means the person does not have a lot of defilements. Okay? The mind does not have much desires. It lives in a state of contentment, and that is how you are, just happy being. If this state comes about as a result of deliberate cultivation based on understanding of the Dhamma, then you are experiencing this contentment because of the Dhamma. But if you had innate wisdom, you never learned the Dhamma, you had innate wisdom, and you kind of arrived here because of the condition, no desire, no chasing, just contentment, you will also come to this point. But there is no Dhamma there. There is no in the Dhamma, because you don't understand the Dhamma. You get what I mean, huh? Okay. Having said that, as a person just observing you, I will say, this person is as explained by the Dhamma, for me who understand, is as explained by the Dhamma, this person is in a state which the Dhamma explains about. Do you understand the difference? Very good. Okay? So if you understand the Dhamma, you make deliberate choices which led to you becoming like this. It is in the Dhamma. Okay? Okay, any other?
Yeah, there's one from online, from Geraldine. So she's asking, Sis Sylvia, can you elaborate on intoxication with youth, health and life mentioned in the suttas? What does it mean, and why do we then necessarily engage in misconduct?
Okay, this is about Hao Lian. You see, now let's just make it relevant, okay? Most of us here, I assume, generally healthy. You're not sick. You're not so sick that you cannot get out of bed. Okay, you're generally okay. I mean, we all got high blood pressure, cholesterol, some of us diabetic. This is okay, okay? It's not incapacitating yet. So, in that state, we assume we have time. Could we have health? We have time. We can indulge, enjoy, not worry about Dhamma, not worry about cultivation, yes? So when if you just indulge, because you assume that it's time, we are Hao Lian about our health. So we assume that it's time, then we will just make decisions based on desires. Give in to our natural habits. See no real reason to hurry, gain deeper understanding of Dhamma. Agree? That can happen, Not I say you, that can happen. Okay? So, therefore, arrogance about health. When you are younger, we are arrogant about youth. We got time. Look at me. Gray hair only. Plenty of time. Okay? Then the ones black hair, lagi more Hao Lian, right? Black hair. The one who color no count, You know you, okay? It's the real young ones. And I see a few real young ones, okay? The real young ones will say that I have time. Let me spend time consolidating my finances, earning my first million. Okay, you are very good. Earning my third million. Buying my house, settling up a family, because we have time. So therefore, arrogance about youth. And I can make mistakes. Because YOLO. Yeah, correct, right? Correct. Because YOLO, right? You can make mistakes. You only live once. Okay? And which is, by the way, wrong view, but it's okay. But it's okay, right? And so they will make choices driven by defilements. Okay? And you say, must all choices be driven by defilements? You have all choices are driven by one thing. If the object of your one thing is sense, delight, and pleasure, it's a form of defilement. Defilement in the sense, now I don't want you to think about it's morally wrong. Defilements means they will hold you back from nibbana. They will keep dukkha going. That's all. Okay, not right or wrong per se. It merely means that your dukkha, because the craving doesn't fade, the dukkha will continue. So you must, a young friend once said this, and I thought it's so brilliant. He said, you choose your own poison. Your defilements, your desires, right? So when we go after desires, you're choosing your own poison. Quite brilliant, right? I should ask him to make it into a card and give up for Vesak Day, you know. What was the question? Arrogance. Yeah. Talk about mindfulness, arrogance. Yeah, it talks. So it's actually arrogance that leads you to obsess about that. Okay? You will then obsess about your youth, you obsess about your how do you obsess about health? Health and death, life. The third one is life. Health and death are intertwined. So if I'm healthy, death is not here yet. If I'm very, very sick, then I start to think about mortality. So these two goes together. And intoxication means there is a part of us that obsess about this, that is stuck with that assumptions, and we neglect the reality. Reality is you will grow old, you will fall sick, you will die. That's reality. But when you are fixated with the other three, you do not look at reality. It's always, I got time, not here yet. Okay? That's what it means.
Any more from the floor? If not, I'll go back to the online. We have one more from Yi Ching. So she asked, you mentioned we should shine the torch of mindfulness on only certain things, the important things, not everything. Shouldn't we try and be mindful at all times to still our mind and be able to detect the arising of unwholesome qualities?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay,
let me explain. I now advertise for my next retreat for BF, okay? It's the Satipatthana retreat, and we are doing it next March. On or not, Eileen not here to answer my question. Maybe it's not on. I know. She's flying back tonight, right? Okay, Eileen and I had this understanding. Now she's going to discover the whole world knows about the understanding. She and I had this understanding, 14 to 18 March. For now. Because Madam Eileen not back, okay? But the understanding is 14 to 18, that period, because it's the school holidays. She wants it to make it possible for teachers to also attend. And it's on Satipatthana. When you go for the retreat, you will know what I mean when I said the torch is to be shined on certain things, not everything. Okay? But if you cannot wait, go read Satipatthana yourself. MN 10. MN, Majjhima Nikaya 10. Okay? Done. I think that's it.
I think one last one from Brother Rudy Tan. So, dear Sis Sylvia, I heard there's some meditation teachers say that if we feel suffering or scared of dying, we should be happy as this is sign we are on the right path and we are seeing anatta. May I seek your opinion on this, if this view is correct?
You asked me to comment on other teachers' view. Next time you must say that I have this thought. Is my thought correct? That would be kinder for me, leh. A view without right understanding becomes wrong view. A view that sits on right understanding is right view. So if the individual already holds this view about impermanence, already holds it, already has an understanding, and then when they sit quietly, they suddenly feel the urgency to practice, it's correct. But if you are attached to life and you are attached to everything around you, then when you sit and then you suddenly feel anxious, does not necessarily mean that it comes from a right view. It may just come from attachment. That's just my thoughts lah. Okay? All right.
Okay.
I spent the whole morning sharing. Now you spare me 1 minute, 2 minutes, okay? Last day. Next week is the walk. No more chance. You want to be generous, it has to be today, okay? Or at least before next Sunday. And that's a QR code big for you. You cannot miss one. But today, it is an old video. They gave me last year. I thought it's still beautiful. Just, Alamak. Doesn't play. Why? It doesn't play. Is the video inside? Oh, in PDF. Where's the original file? Where's the original file? Next time, don't give the PDF one, because the PDF changes the, earlier on I was trying to control the flow. Next time, don't give the PDF version. Huh? Get out of this first. Maybe you go and change it to PDF. Go in.
我就是起来就早上吃药，起初是高血压那些，然后后来就肺喘了，每次气喘到进医院进很多次了，现在就是没有气力了，要靠这个了。
Mr. Ching is diagnosed with chronic pulmonary disease. The doctor feels that with multiple organs failing, he is not likely to sort of survive another year, and that's why he was referred to us. Our patients here have about 3 to 6 months with us. So one of the biggest challenge I find is how do we make them feel that life is still worth the living?
A home care service like ours in HCA recognizes that the home is where a patient who is sick in this very special situation truly wants to be. Being at home gives the patient the liberty to decide what I'm going to do today, what I'm going to eat. That, to a certain extent, accords that patient that dignity to determine what his living is going to be like in the remaining days. 𝐻𝐶A Hospice Care is the largest home hospice in Singapore, looking after almost 1,000 patients at any one time. As an organization, we believe that nobody should be charged a fee to access hospice. Equipment we loan free of charge, and all our patients in the home hospice enjoy 24/7 cover in terms of medical assistance.
我有时候不可以出去不能去看医生我有事就可以打电话，他们可以来我家，很大的帮助。
We have two other services under our umbrella, one of which is called Star Health. It looks after children between 0 to 19 with a life-limiting illness, helping the parents to ensure that they can continue to live as a family as well as possible. The second service is a day hospice service. It provides a haven for people to come together in spite of an advanced illness. There was this saying from the mother of the modern hospice movement, Dame Cicely Saunders. It says, you matter because you are, and you matter to the end of your life. It kind of acknowledges the worth of a person, no matter whether you are diseased or ill, because you are who you are.
Okay. I know many of you have already donated, and thank you for that. Thank you for your kindness and your generosity. Next week, 19 October, is the walkathon. You may not have signed up to walk, but you can still come. Enjoy. Hey, do they have food there? Never mind, like curry puff. The money should not be spent on us, right? It should be spent on the patients. So, but just in case you decide to come, it starts at 8 now, by the way. Generosity. Okay? Look out for the banner and the flag. We go make ourselves, Xiaofang here? Xiaofang not here. We make our own flag. And we make our own banner. Look out for these two, okay? We hope to fly them high in a balloon. In a balloon. It's a big balloon. What color? White. Color of the sky? Purity, okay? Purity. You see a white balloon, don't assume it's funeral service, okay? it's the one that's saving on money. It's saving money. But you come later, maybe when the walk, no, for sure, when the walk is over, Jetawana will go up and collect prize. Who can beat us in terms of the, the amount we raise? But more importantly, is after that, we are doing merit sharing. After the event, we will do merit sharing. We'll stand in a field somewhere with a whole bunch of us, sharing merits to our departed loved ones. Okay? And you're welcome to join. Even if you come at the end, you are welcome to join. Don't ask me what time that will be. You just come and hang out. Look for the banner and come and join us, and then we will chant together. Okay? Right. Li Wen's supposed to come and say something. Okay. I will do it on her behalf. I asked her to come and explain to the congregation. Basically, we need volunteers to help look out for, to come and be Sunday school teacher. 来了，爱死你，过来。Wow, I love this place, right? You call up here, then the walkie-talkie will come downstairs.
Okay, I asked Sister Sylvia to give me some airtime today because I would like to ask if any of you would like to come and help volunteer to teach the very little children, age 5 to 12. So the kids class will happen on Sundays around the time that the adult service is happening. If you are interested, come down to the office, sign up with the volunteer form, and come and speak to me. No, Brother Tyree is the boss. Brother Tyree is the boss, yes. But I'm here to sell koyo. Okay? I am not a teacher either. And actually, our teacher brothers and sisters, they teach our kids Monday to Friday. We cannot expect them to teach at the weekends. Very tired. Huh? So, doesn't matter if you have no experience. I don't either, until I did this.
I think if you don't mind one session or two, read to the children will be fun. Yeah. We give you the Jataka story. Yeah.
Sit, play with them, play Lego.
Yeah. And you remember much earlier when I started this class saying that you need credit. Dhamma credit. No, but it's for real. Dhamma credit. The next time you all remind me, okay, maybe end of the year, I'll tell the story of how Dhamma credits save lives. Okay? We will get you a bunch of people who are prepared to come out and share with you how the Dhamma service makes the difference for them. Okay? All right. Now we chanting. There was about credit.